rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It's Monday, the 10th of July. It feels really nice outside. It's a nice, beautiful, sunny, really pretty day out there today. The weather is really nice, and not only that, today's temperature will be 89 degrees. Actually, I put that. You guys want the weather? Oh, what the heck? I'll give you the weather right now, actually. Here's the temps today, ladies and gentlemen. 89 degrees is going to be the daytime high. Nighttime high of 70 degrees. Tonight, we got overnight rain potential north of I-88. And there's the temps for the rest of the week. 88 tomorrow, 82 Wednesday, 84 on Thursday and Friday. So 80s and rainy. So that means it'll be humid. Pretty sure it'll be humid. It feels like it'll be humid. It sounds like it'll be humid. Anytime you have that kind of weather and pattern, you know, you're sure to get a little bit of humidity there. Time is 8:01. Friday night, though, if you go all the way to the end of the week, so the chance of rain starts in the daytime and then goes into Friday night, 68 degrees, the nighttime high on Friday. So, I mean, take a look, man. It starts tonight and goes all the way until Friday night. Rain, rain, rain in our forecast. Becky Hoff is here. Good morning to you, Becky. So we had a scheduled interview today, but we haven't met our guest yet. We had a little bit of a internet issue at our other place this morning, our other studio this morning. So we had to scramble and move around and things like that. And I don't know if we got our person squared away. Brett is doing his thing. He's out there in the streets right now trying to find our guest. Juan Cayetano is here. Good morning to you. If we do not find our guest today, ladies and gentlemen, then what we're going to do is a half hour of power for you guys to let you know what's happening in and around the city of Aurora. A lot of good things happened over the weekend, though. I can tell you that. There was a lot of cool stuff that went on. The farmers market happened on Saturday, and that was really a nice thing to see. What I like about the farmers market, and what I have been liking about the farmers market is that A, the head count is definitely growing. B, more people are going out there taking pictures, taking social media. That's positive. But C, all of the vendors are doing very well too. So, you know, a couple times I see people, I kind of pass by early, go a little bit later. Their wares are down. They've been selling stuff all day. So congratulations to all the businesses who are out there. Saw our friends of the Woodcrafters there on Saturday as well. Saw them twice during Saturday. Saw them at the farmers market. And then I saw them at the Frida Kahlo celebration, which took place at the Fox Valley Mall. That was a really good event, you guys. It was really cool to see. A lot of people were out there for that event. It was by JCPenney. It was off on the side where those new apartments are that are built. It was cool, man. Saw a lot. The food was good. A lot of good people out there. Buenos Dias Aurora was definitely in the house. Karina was doing her thing, doing some interviews. So thank you to everybody who came over there and showed out and supported Jose Torres and Angie Garcia, dear friends of ours. Times 8:04. Aisha Saxon, good morning to you. Hold on, we got a call. Let's take a call here. Let's see what we got. Hold on a second, y'all. Hello, it's Curtis.
I'm Curtis. This is Donna.
How are you, Donna?
Good. I'm sorry, there was a mix-up. Did Kristen call you?
No, actually, she didn't call me. I had been calling her and sending a couple of messages. We had an internet problem at our old studio over there, so I updated the calendar quick. I think we skaboomed it. You know what I mean? Hello?
So,
where are you?
well, I came back to the library because I was I was supposed to meet Kristen here at 7:30, but it turns out I was in the parking lot of the library, and she
Ah,
must have been in front of the library.
okay.
Uh,
Our staff member Brett, he's a really great young man. He's got a t-shirt on. He's driving around in a black car. I sent him out there to take a look for you too to drive around.
because
This is fun.
so you're on River Street, right?
Yes, ma'am. We're at 712 South River Street. We're
Okay,
actually
so
it's
I see
very
River Street.
yeah. It's just I mean it's 2 minutes down the street from there.
Well,
Actually.
Kristen said she came and knocked on the door and no one answered.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, so now I'm at River Street and Benton, so I make a left or right.
River and Benton, make a left. Yep. Yes, because the coffee shop is on your left right there. Yeah, you'll keep going down. How you feeling this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. Just trying to find the.
I can dig it.
Okay.
So when
So
you
I
so
see.
yeah, so as you come down River Street, you'll just keep going down. You go through a light. I think you go through like one light, and we'll be on your left-hand side. You're going to go
Okay.
under a bridge, and it's going to be on your left-hand side. As soon as you come from underneath the bridge, you'll see us on the left-hand side right there, 712 South River Street. The sign will say the Aurora Financial Empowerment Center.
Okay.
Aisha Saxon, good morning to you.
All right.
I got the numbers too, Donna.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Well,
yep,
I just
yep.
thought, we need stuff to kind of talk about. Yeah.
Absolutely. Donna, you're on the air. How you feeling?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is Donna Beasley from the Women's Business Development Center.
Correct.
All right. This is cool. Taking calls live on the air. You're the first. It's the second time this has happened. I like this. Donna, a brother could get used to this.
Well,
So you'll be pulling in pretty soon here.
all right.
What do
I
you
don't
see?
know. It seems pretty. I'm at New York Street now.
New York Street.
Yeah.
I think you took a left.
You told me to take
I
a
think you
left.
took I think you took a right if you went to New York Street.
Okay.
So you see New York and River. What's on your right hand side?
All right. So I'm turning around because I don't think that I'm in. Oh, crap. And I went down a. Not good. Hold on.
Did you go down a one way?
I did.
Oh no.
I did.
Yeah, turn around from that one way.
It's a lot of traffic, so I have to wait to make my escape.
Okay. Donna, I don't want to get you in trouble driving and talk on the phone. Can you make that left or make that turn
I'm
around?
making that
Yeah.
left right now
Okay.
and headed back.
All right. Coming down
Going
River.
Back on River Street, headed towards you, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, keep coming down River. And actually, I'm going to hang on a second. Brett, can you direct Miss Beasley here, please?
Yes.
Thank you, young man. Yes, she's on the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our guest, Donna Beasley. She will be here momentarily. So she's driving in, taking a wrong way down the one way, but that's all right. That happens every now and then in life. The time is 8:08 a.m. This is just the kind of morning that I like to have on a Monday. So Donna is with the Women's Business Development Center. We have facts and figures to talk about. We're going to be talking about government contracts today when she comes. But you know what? I think this is a great time to go to a miscellaneous commercial while we wait for Donna Beasley. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So coming up very soon, very, 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 very soon, this Saturday actually is going to be the It's Fit Time wellness concert series in partnership with the Aurora African American Health Coalition. And it's sponsored by Mind and Body Chiropractic and Leave Me Be Pest Control, Inc. It's going to be at the Wilder Park Promenade, River Street, where it's dead ends down there, where the bridge is. So you'll see the bridge, go across it, and that's where it'll be at 8:30 a.m. to noon. And then, go go out there, get your wellness on, get your fitness on, and please have a good time with that. It's Fit Time is a fantastic organization. Yvonne Dunn is a great person, great friend of the show. So please, if you can, please support that. We would really appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next piece of news that we have for you guys. Mutual Ground summer camps. So the summer camps start again tomorrow. So from the 11th through the 13th. And then the last session for these summer camps will be August 8th through the 10th, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Mutual Grounds located at 418 Oak Avenue here in Aurora. And many great activities, martial arts, exploring reptiles, story time, arts and crafts, and outdoor games as well. Contact Kim Allen for registration. Her number and her email address are right there on the flyer. 630-320-3316 is that number. Once again, 630-320-3316. All right. And then last but not least, give you guys some of the now hiring news from our friends of the Neighbor Project. They are looking for a Vista Community Engagement Coordinator through AmeriCorps. The start date is the 31st. Oh, my God. Don't lie. Y'all said that before, right? The 31st. Maybe we should start using that. The 31st of this month is the start date. End date is going to be next year on the 30th. 1 year position. You have to be an AmeriCorps member, a Vista member to join. And yeah, it's going to be really good. So please join the team. We're going to be having a good time with that. Norma Peterson, I would sip it up. I don't have any coffee with me at the moment. Daniel Calderon, good morning to you. Valerie Trainham, good morning to you. And Norma Peterson is here. Good morning to all of you great people as well. The time is 8:11 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We're going to see what we can do about getting our guest here. Brett's walking her through. I think Brett's guiding her down on the phone right now, so we will get her here momentarily. While we're doing that, though, let me tell you what happened this weekend. So Saturday, Brett did his very first interview, and that was cool, right? He did his own interview. I had nothing to do with it. He wrote the questions. He sourced the guest. I just worked the camera for him. And it was really good. It really felt good to give him, to give Brett his own shine, to let him do his own interview. And then I thought about it. You know what? Maybe because I liked it so much, I think maybe like I'll start just producing the show and have like other people do the maybe, I don't know. Maybe Norma Peterson wants to come here one day and she can interview somebody. I don't know. I think maybe that could be like a cool contest, right? Like a guest host for the day. What do you guys think about that? Would you guys be interested in being a guest host on the show one morning? You could find and source your own guests, see who you want to, bring your own people. I don't know. We'll think about that. Daniel Barrero is here. Good morning to you, Dan. Happy Monday to you as well, dear sir. The time is 8:13 a.m. Yes, that would be nice. Daniel Calderon. Yeah, man. I think that would be cool. That would be pretty cool, man. Because I thought about it. It made me feel good. I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. And actually, I could focus on just like producing the content and everything. So I think we might do that. I think we might make a contest out of that. Got some ideas. Ran it through with Brett. So, yeah, we'll see what we come up with. Daniel Calderon, maybe you could be a winner, and then we can have some fun with that, man. That'd be really cool. A fundraiser for GMA. Absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of which, a couple of ideas. I think we may have a costume party for Halloween. What do you guys think about that? Do y'all want to see you? Oh, you like that. You like that. So I think we might do that. I was thinking a GMA costume party Halloween event would be kind of cool. I know we're getting into the fall with that. Please, let's not rush that quick, but you got to think ahead, man. So I'm thinking about that. But if we could do that, I think that could be something that could be really positive. I think it could be really helpful too. So if that does happen, if we do get the opportunity to do that, you guys will definitely know. You guys will be the first to know. And good costumes, cool costumes too. All right, the time is 8:14. 6:14 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Dan Calderon says different point of view, and Saul Olivas is here. He says good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Saul. Hope that you're doing well, my man. Hope that you are doing well. Did we find Donna Beasley, Brett? All right. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. All right. So I hope that you guys are ready. Our guest has arrived. So we're going to be talking to Donna Beasley from the Women's Business Development Center. For the moment, what I'm going to do is we're going to go to a quick, brief, miscellaneous commercial, and then I'm going to come right back in. Brett, could you do your boy a favor? Brett, would you make me, you know what? I don't want y'all to hear me say this. Brett, could you get a brother a cup of coffee, man, and a water? Thank you very much. Donna, hello there. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. We are here with our guest, Donna Beasley. She has arrived. Women's Business Development Center. I always get the W mixed up.
Right.
With Wabanzi.
Yeah. I am actually with the APEX Accelerator at the WBDC.
APEX Accelerator at the WBDC. Okay.
Absolutely. And what we do is really help train entrepreneurs who are interested in doing business with the government.
That's very helpful work. The thing that I like about it, too, is that it seems like you guys make government contracting and work easy for people. Like you break it down for people, which
we
they need.
do break it down. We make it easy to understand, but it's not, we always say it's not hard, but it's doable.
Right. Exactly. So I got some numbers here. And we're gonna talk about this. Fiscal year 22 had 23 contracts worth $2,157,215 awarded to businesses located in DuPage and Kane counties.
Yeah, I wanted to break it down because a lot of times people, when they think about government contracting, it seems insurmountable.
Right.
Okay, but clearly people in our state are doing it. So those are the statistics just for this area. But, the triple that when you're talking about, statewide.
Right.
So I wanted to share those because I want people to know that entrepreneurs are doing this every day. They're doing business with the government. And so you can too.
Right. Now tell us about the Illinois APEX Accelerator and its history.
Okay. So actually, our name just changed. So for
many things on a Monday.
I know, right? We've been called PTACs, Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, for decades, really. And but we were recently taken over in terms of management by the Department of Defense.
Really?
And they changed our name to Apex Accelerator, and it kind of stands for the fact that our goal is to take your business to the apex of success.
Hence the name, right?
Hence the name. And so the name, you'll be seeing, more marketing and advertising because literally it's just happened this year. So you're going to see more marketing and advertising coming through in the weeks and months ahead as we make that transition from being called a PTAC to Apex Accelerator. But we still are providing that great service. And there's 9 PTACs throughout the state of Illinois.
Okay.
97 in the whole country.
9 in the state of Illinois, 97 in the whole country.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how long have you been part of the Illinois APEX?
So I've been with government contracting at the WBDC. This is my 4th year.
Wow. Okay. All right. Very cool. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So how can for the people who do want to know, for those entrepreneurs and the people who are, just getting their feet in business, when it comes to government contracting, what is the like number one thing that most people, I guess misconception, besides the fact that maybe I can't do it,
Mm-hmm. Well, two things I always tell people when they're getting started out. One of the most important things that you have to determine in government contracting is who buys what you sell. The government is vast. They buy, almost everything, but not everybody buys everything. So you've got to understand who your potential client is and whether that client is the city, the
right.
county, the state, or the federal government. And then where within that is, where you can fit in, where you can succeed, because you want to go after those opportunities where you are good at
right.
something, that you have a track record of success. And, the beautiful thing about the government that is, I think, one of the best things is called forecasting.
Forecasting, right.
Yes.
Yep.
The government is the only organizations that tell you in advance what they want to buy.
Right.
So, it's always easier to sell somebody something they already want to buy.
Exactly. When you know what they're looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so almost all government agencies these days, it's almost mandated at the federal level. But even here in the city, the counties, and the states, they tell you what they're looking for. So you can look ahead right now for third quarter, fourth quarter, and 2024.
Okay.
And see what, the state is interested in buying. So it's in my opinion, also an unprecedented opportunity, which we can talk about as well in terms of government contracting here in Illinois. Two big factors.
Okay.
First, the Rebuild Illinois money, billions
Yes.
of dollars coming into our state to rebuild Illinois. The second thing is the infrastructure bill, more billions coming
Right.
into our state.
ARPA? Was it? Oh, no, that was something separate.
That's separate.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Governor Pritzker just recently announced more money coming in for Rebuild Illinois. So it is, I think, never been a better time to pursue government contracting, particularly at the city, county, state level.
Right. So what kind of, can you give us a preview of like couple things, 2 or 3 things the government's really pushing right now or really seeking right now?
Well, construction is always big because, Rebuild Illinois means, you need new bridges, you
Right.
need new roads, you need new, so you've got dollars that are coming in for these things. So people who do, general contracting work, people who
Okay.
do road work, people who do, but there's other things like stations for electric cars.
Really?
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of new stations built throughout the state for electric, recharging stations. So that's another thing people don't think about. There's power, other areas in terms of power that people can take a look at, and then you can look at those things that are going on in at the local level, like the Red Line with CTA. The Red Line, they're building the Red Line, extending the Red Line. And it's one of CTA's big projects, a 5-year project.
Right.
And the reason I say, though, Curtis, why it's unprecedented, because the government is going out of their way to take some of these bigger contracts that would not normally be accessible to small businesses and breaking them down into smaller chunks,
Right.
so that they can work on these projects. And so whether that project is, with the tollway, or it is with the, like I said, CTA Red Line. The airport is another example of where they're in a 5-year program, contract to rebuild Terminal 5. And they've broken a lot of these contracts down. And so it's they're really trying to engage small business and bring them in. And this is also true at the federal level.
Okay.
So when you think about, they've come up with different programs to help small businesses interact and become part of the government system.
Right.
They want you to compete for these contracts.
There seems to be a push, and I'm a novice in the field, but it seems to be a push in the last perhaps 5 years. I feel like it started before the pandemic, to make contracts more accessible, to the small business, but also to women, people of color, and those who've generally been out of the loop, so to speak. Is that the case?
Yep, that is definitely the case. I think in small businesses overall. And one of the ways that you can access those opportunities is by being certified.
Right.
And so one of the hardest things I think in government contracting is understanding the certifications, because they may all be called WBE or Women's Business Enterprise or Minority Business Enterprise.
It does get tricky, Donna.
Right. But they're different
all these
ones.
acronyms.
Yes, and they're different ones. And so there's the WBE and MBE for corporate and private sector, but those are not the ones that are used by the government.
Right.
And then the city has one, the county has one, the state has one. So, depending on who your client or potential customer is, determines which certification you'll need. And I always say you want to start with the one, because you can get more than one, but you want to start with the one you think you're going to use first.
Start with the one you think you're going to use first.
Right. So if you think the city is going to be your potential client, go that route. If you think it's the county, and the county is the county marketplace. So when you get approved, for example, to get certified by the county, it's good in 6 counties.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Good to know.
Yeah. So, particularly like for the Aurora area, the county certification may be the way to go. But you can do business with not only the counties, the 6 counties, but the counties are also, the county and the city of Chicago have a reciprocal agreement. So you don't need both. So if you get the county, it's accepted by the city of Chicago, and vice versa. So it is it's a good certification, I think, for the Aurora area to get the county certification, because you can do business, in all 6 counties.
Right. And for the Aurora, our Aurora listeners and viewers and everything, we're in 4 counties: Will, DuPage, Kendall, and Kane.
Perfect then, right?
Yep, absolutely. The more the better. The more the better. The more you know, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, our guest today is Donna Beasley of the Illinois APEX Accelerator. Director of the Accelerator.
At WBDC. Right.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You didn't heard me say WBDC in many ways. Wabanzi, best. Now we just got the actual facts.
Right. It's the Women's Business Development Center, the Illinois APEX at the Women's Business Development Center. Right.
So I'm curious. It seems like the best thing for a person to do would be to have their business plan. And at that business plan level, once creating the business plan, that seems like the place to start identifying where you want to, or what contracts you want to really go for. Is that it? I mean, I know the center can help with that and guide folks too. Right.
Well, the thing about government contracting is not necessarily where you start. Okay. I always think of it as the what I call the short game and the long game, right?
I know. Yeah.
The short game is whatever you need to do to grow your business in the next 90 days. Okay. So if you got to put food on the table and gas in the trucks and you've got to go after maybe getting that private sector contract or that corporate contract.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to use those contracts to catapult yourself into government contracting, because government contracting is what I call the long game.
Right.
The chances of you getting that first contract in 90 days is very slim.
Right.
It's generally a longer process. It's an RFP process. It's a competitive process. Yep. So you could go 6 to 12 to 18 months before you even find one that's perfect for you.
Right. Okay.
So, and then you got to compete for it, because usually these contracts are open. So, it's important to know that you want to get ready to do business with the government. You have to have capacity. And when I say capacity, I'm talking capacity in 3 areas. You need a capacity of team. Government doesn't like to do business with one-person companies.
No.
Okay, because if something happens to you, they can't get their project finished. So you need a capacity of team. So it doesn't necessarily have to be employees. It could be independent contractors that you're working with, subcontractors, if you happen to be the prime. But you have to have the staff to do the job, the capacity. The second area of capacity that you have to have is experience, because these are our tax dollars at work. And
Right.
so, they're not, you can't be a startup having never done it and then expect to get a government contract.
Yeah, first time paving the road, IDOT may say no.
Right. First time building a bridge, probably not, right?
Yeah. I watch a couple YouTube videos.
So you gotta, that's why I say, what are you good at? What do you have experience in?
Right.
What can you demonstrate success in?
Right.
Okay, that is, when you want to start going into government contracting. When you have a track record of success in
Right.
some area that, the government is interested in buying.
Right. And I do feel like you would be if anybody had any gray area, they're definitely going to come to Donna Beasley and ask that question, like, hey, did I pull you to the side and ask you that, and for that reassurance? I feel more confident just talking to you now when I look at the legalese and start reading contracts and things like that.
Yeah, because, it's a process, and that's really what APEX Accelerators do. That's what we do. We help you walk through those RFPs if you don't understand them.
Mm-hmm.
We help you do the research to find who buys what you sell.
I'm curious, how did accelerators come about? What's the history of the accelerator?
Well, like I said, it's a brand new name.
Okay.
Literally just started. So, but
That's the name change you were
right.
mentioning. Okay.
Yeah. But overall, accelerators as a term in entrepreneurship these days is very popular. And it is a way for people to accelerate their success by taking advantage of the mentoring, the opportunities. You mentioned WBDC having, other areas. We're also a small business development center.
Yes.
So you've got those opportunities where if you need to get your business plan together, or if you need to access to capital, we have a very strong access to capital team. And, when you start getting into government contracts, you may actually need some, money to help you get through that, because financial is the third area of capacity.
Right.
Remember, I said it was three areas.
Yes,
There's
ma'am.
teams, it's experience. The other one is finance.
Right.
Because you actually have to do the work, deliver the job before you get paid by the government.
Right.
And then that could take 30 to 90 days. So you have to have the capacity to pay your people, to buy the materials, to do, all the things that need to be done. And so sometimes that means you'll need a line of credit, or you'll need, be able to borrow against whatever the contract is in terms of, purchase order.
Right.
And so we have a very strong access to capital team. We're one of the few agencies that actually, loan money.
It's a very important distinction to make. I'm glad you brought that up too, because I think a lot of people, when they see the ability to do government contracting or get a government contract, keep in mind you'll be reimbursed. You are reimbursed, so you will need to have your finances in order.
Yes.
To be able to get the job done. The city of Aurora had a doing business with the city couple of sessions, and they went through their vendor process and competing and things like that. It was really eye-opening.
Yes.
It was eye-opening. There is a lot to it.
Yes, there is.
There's a lot to it.
And you have to be persistent in government contracting. It's not one of those things one and done. People who succeed in landing government contracts are persistent. And, sometimes you have to do, I tell the story of I have two clients, both successful. So the first one got successful. They applied for 100 RFPs in a year. Got turned down 99 times. But the 100th time, the contract was so big that it made up for all the rest.
Hey, won't he do it?
Right. Okay. The other one is one of our clients, Gigi Tonier. She is a fitness expert. And when you think about the government, you think, why would the government be hiring, a fitness expert?
The military.
She just happened to see a open request for from the county forest preserves, an open request on what to do in the forest preserve during COVID, because they couldn't do their regular programming.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And she came up with an idea of yoga in the woods.
Oh, come on now.
Okay.
I know everybody watching this is like, hold on, what's the number?
So she put together this program for the forest preserve where she conducted yoga, all summer long in the wood. That has turned into a multi-year contract. She's expanded into the Chicago public schools, because once you start getting a track record, you can get more contracts, right?
Right.
She then went on to work for Blue Cross and Blue Shield. So I'm just saying that, those are two extremes.
Right.
Here's somebody that applied to an open request and was able to land it from the county.
Right.
And, somebody who tried and tried and tried again, but in the end was still successful. So, you have to be persistent if you really want to do it, because the government can provide a fantastic base, because most government contracts are multi-year. So if you don't have to worry about, you got a 3-year contract and don't have to worry about how you're going to pay your rent or how you're going to pay your employees because you got this contract, you're free to go out and get more business,
right,
to do more things, and to grow your business. So the government, that's why people want to do business with the government.
Right.
They're multi-year contracts, and they can even be renewed past that.
Yeah, so I would, we've got that in our mind and future too. It's like I said, doing the research and sitting down, and that's why I'm so happy to be having this interview. So, when our dear friend Kristen is here, good morning to you, Kristen, as well. Kristen, when she mentioned all of these, all the stuff that the Business Center does, and, scheduling interviews with people like yourself, like when I look at the information, it's daunting to the person who's not familiar with it. Government contracting, it's daunting, but the way you explain it makes me feel like, wow, like, okay, it can be done. It can be, like, it doesn't seem as hopeless, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And if it's definitely not hopeless.
Right.
Hopeful is what I would call it, because, like I said, that right now there's just such an unprecedented opportunity for to do work. And you're right, small businesses, woman-owned, minority-owned, veteran-owned businesses, the government at every level is going out of its way to try to find a way for you to work with them. It's just never been a better time, in my opinion, to pursue government contract now. And, it's, if you can find your niche, it's worth it. Go for it.
There you go. My dad told me when I was a very small child, he said, "You have a face for radio."
Ooh.
And I didn't know what that meant at the time, but
you have a voice for radio too.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in, our guest today is Donna Beasley. Good morning to everybody. Janice Collins. A lot of our viewers, fans, and supporters are business owners. Janice Collins owns Bulldog Nutrition in Batavia. I see Matthew Rainey's in the chat. Renta Chef. He and his wife, chef team, husband and wife chef team. Norma Peterson does history. Becky Hoff. I don't know what you do, Becky Hoff. I don't think we ever hung out before. Bati Patesh Weaver. Juan Cayetano, the woodworker. So a lot of these people are our businesses and or represent businesses, and this is good information for them to get. Where can people, what are the websites? GovSpend is one I'm familiar with.
Right.
The website was rather long to pull it up, and I didn't want to do all that. But where are the government contracting websites to look at to start taking a look at what the government's looking for? Okay,
so one of the things that I mentioned before is, looking at forecasting.
Forecasting, right. So
the government actually has actual forecasting tools you can use.
You mean like the weather? Because we're doing the weather now, too.
Right.
89 degrees today, y'all.
Yeah. But the state of Illinois just released its third quarter buying plan, the forecast tool, just last week. So, you can look on, you could reach out to them on their website, or you can do that. The combined Chicago, multiple counties, as well as the state, it's called the combined buying plan.
Combined buying plan. Okay.
Right. It's you can get that on the Chicago procurement site. And it also came out, the new one came out last week in preparation for the vendor symposium. That's July 13th. That's this week, Thursday.
Okay.
And it's going to be at Malcolm X College. There's going to be literally probably over 100 vendors there.
Right.
But almost all the departments from the city, several from the county, a few from the state are going to be there. So if you're an entrepreneur and you are interested in doing business with the government, this is one you wouldn't want to miss, because it's rare that you can network with these people. There'll be even prime contractors there if you're looking to be a subcontractor.
Right.
And to actually go and meet and talk to people, and almost all of those tables will have their forecasting sheet on the table.
Okay.
Okay. They may not have them so they can pass them out because it's a lot of people. So take your phone, make a picture.
Right. There you go.
Anybody, of anybody that you'd like to, talk to later.
Right. A couple more of the statistics that we have. The time is 8:40. A couple more of the numbers. Fiscal year 20 to 22, that 3-year period had 90 contracts worth $16,730,395 dollars awarded to businesses located in DuPage and CAAN counties. DuPage had 69 contracts worth $8,970,000. $970,793, and CAAN County had 21 contracts worth $7,759,602. Money is there for folks.
I hope that inspires people to know that you too can compete for these contracts. They're not, they're competing and going after open contracts just like your business can as well.
Right. Yep.
So whether you're a woodworker that you say or a chef, it's you're still looking for who buys what you sell. For example, there was a contract recently in the state of Illinois for caterers for the some of the military bases in the state. And so that could be an opportunity, and then we talked about Rebuild Illinois. Surely there's some work there for woodworkers.
Absolutely.
I would think. So, just, the key is, looking at it that way, that, okay, if the government buys just about everything, chances are pretty good that one of these agencies buys what I sell.
Yeah, I remember that reminds me, like when I was in, I'm a Navy vet, so different places, the civilians, the contractors were civilians. Yes. People from right? Hey, my name's Bill. He's not in the military. He's just some dude.
Yep. Yeah. But he probably was an entrepreneur.
Squared away. Yes, of course.
He was an entrepreneur that got the contract. Because, I'm glad you brought that up, because the military likes to do business with people that are around the base.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So in our state, you got Scott Air Force Base and you got the Rock Island Arsenal. So if you live around that, within a 25-mile range of those institutions,
right,
then they are likely to be interested in doing business with you, because the military has a buy local policy throughout the country.
That's right. All right. Come on now, y'all. Where else can you get information like this? Only on Good Morning Aurora. That's why you tuned in. That's why you tuned in and so smart. Cosmo Vizcarra, good morning to you. And Nora Peterson traced her as the history expert. And Nora Peterson says that she, too, Donna, could not find us when she first came. That was a long time ago, though. That was many moons ago, Norma. That was a good episode, though, too, as well. Next piece of information here. 5-year period, fiscal year 18 through 2022. Had 376 contracts worth $5,029,853,841 awarded to businesses located in DuPage and CAAN counties. Wow, that is amazing.
That's right. So amazing. So entrepreneurs are doing it here.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So how can people get in contact with you?
Well, you can always get in contact with us through our website at the WBDC.org. And you can always reach out to, you could call us and schedule an appointment. We do one-on-one counseling. We have an office here in Aurora.
Okay.
And so, I would start there with the WBDC office in Aurora.
And you're located in Chicago?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. The businesses the people that you come across, that you help, you mentioned the client that you have. How many people do you meet that are novices?
A lot.
And squared away. What's that ratio like? A lot of people are novices.
I would say in the past year since COVID,
mm-hmm.
well, I've actually been involved in government contracting through all the COVID years. Okay. So if you put that into perspective, then you have to understand that most businesses were closed. You had people were, trying to survive.
Right.
Okay. And so people had to switch. They had to switch their thinking. And
mm-hmm.
many of them went into entrepreneurship. And many businesses that maybe were brick and mortar and now closed had to look at, well, what else can I do?
Right.
And they looked to the government. And so because of that, I would say that our ratio of people just getting into government contracting, which was probably 70%, I would say rookies.
Right.
And 30%, So now that we're on the other side of COVID,
mm-hmm.
I would say it's getting to be more, 50-50 right now. But, because it's challenging, because people look to the government when they can't get other customers because everything was closed.
Right.
The government is never closed.
Right.
Okay. They're buying all year long because they got so much stuff going on.
Right.
And one of the things I'd like people to think about when it comes to government contracting, I don't want you to think about it as the big government. If you really narrow it down and remember, you're talking about one buyer. You're talking about a buyer that's got a problem. Now, the buyer works for the government, but he still got a problem.
Right.
If he might need new truck parts, he might need new batteries, he might need to get a fleet of Navy professionals from,
Good Morning Aurora.
Good. well, from Aurora to,
right. Schiller Park, anywhere.
Anywhere across the country.
Right.
You've got somebody that's got to be moved. In other words, but each of these RFPs have been issued by an individual, not the government per se.
Right.
So that's why it's important to understand, who buys what you sell. So even though it might be the Navy,
mm-hmm.
okay, but the Navy didn't make the request.
Right.
It's one Navy officer.
Right.
In the purchasing department,
who's got that problem
who's
right
got
there.
to find, some,
pencils.
It could be pencils. It could be trophies for the military school graduates.
Yeah, I worked for a guy named Elias Crystal House here in Aurora. Let me change the camera view here in Aurora, and he makes trophies for the Navy.
There you go. And, you might not think about that. But see, it was one person who
mm-hmm.
needed trophies.
Yep.
And so if you think about the government contracting like that, it personalizes and you realize that it's not this big monstrosity. I mean, it is. But
yes.
you know what I mean?
Well, no, you are correct. Because when you say the government, I immediately think the White House.
Right.
Like Joe Biden's reading it like,
right.
Right.
Yeah,
but you're, Yep, exactly.
Yeah, you don't think about
Scale
just
it down.
one guy
Yeah.
in an office.
Right.
And his office might be on a U.S. naval base, but it's still one guy in an office looking for pencils.
Exactly.
Yep.
Tell us again about the event that's taking place this Thursday at Malcolm X College.
Okay, so the event is the City of Chicago Vendor Symposium. This is the first time they've done it since COVID.
Okay.
But it's always a big event. And it's the mayor is going to be speaking there in opening remarks, but they have training. This is why I encourage people. They have training, but mostly they're going to have vendors. There's a big vendor area, and the WBDC, the APEX Accelerator to WBDC will be there. Come by and see me.
Okay.
And we're going to, so that's one big event. Another big event, where you were talking about women-owned businesses.
Yes, ma'am.
So the WOSB certification, which is federal, women-owned small business, is a federal certification.
Okay.
And this year, Challenge Her is doing their annual conference in Chicago. And it's focused on doing business at the federal level for WOSBs. And it is July 27th at the Sheraton on Riverwalk, Sheraton Riverwalk in Chicago. But if you are a WOSB or an aspiring WOSB, and both of these events are free.
Okay.
Okay, I would encourage you to attend. So the information, the networking, it's worth it to you. It's worth your time.
Norma Peterson. Y'all heard that. I know you heard it. Good information. Good information. WOSB, Women-Owned Small Businesses.
Yes, and that's a certification that is federal.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be at that event as well?
I will.
All right. Awesome. So you do interviews, you do the work, you with the people?
Well, yes.
That's what it takes, right?
That's right. Well, and we want people to see the thing about it is people don't get an opportunity to talk to government contracting people.
No, they don't.
So we go out into the field because people might be scared to call, and men especially. You see here, Women's Business Development Center, they think they can't call.
Right.
But the truth is that the APEX Accelerators throughout the state are all open to training for anybody.
Right.
Yeah, and that's true of the WBDC.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anybody can take advantage of our services. You don't have to be a woman.
Yeah. Because people have asked, when I ask people, I always tell them, like, contact. Just reach out and talk to them. You know,
Yes.
definitely you will not be turned away.
Right.
Men. Okay. Time is 8:50. So what currently right now, so I have a couple of questions in regards to government contracting, and I think it served me best just to send you an email or maybe make an appointment with you to go through my stuff.
Yeah, if you want to go to your particular company,
Yeah.
then you should definitely make appointments.
Yep,
One-on-one
absolutely.
advising.
We got a great contract with the CAAN County State's Attorney's Office, so CAAN County government, and I can only imagine how people feel when they get the government contracts. It must feel good, because when I got the approval for I was happy. Like,
Oh yeah.
like I felt like we on our way.
Yeah.
It was a really good feeling.
Yes, it is. It's an amazing feeling
Mm-hmm.
because you know that you did the work, you applied. A lot of people don't get contracts because they never bother to apply for one.
Right. Right.
I can't tell you how many WOSBs, for example, come to see me. They've been a WOSB for 3 years and never even once applied for a contract.
Right.
That makes me crazy.
Right.
It's like I want you to get certified, and then I want you to use that certification to go after an opportunity.
Time is 8:52 a.m. What is it that you love the most about what you do?
I would say that I'm a former entrepreneur, so I love inspiring entrepreneurs to go after these government contracts. I love it when they land one, so it's, as you mentioned, I try to break it down so it's really easy for them to understand.
Right.
And I like being at this part where it's such a big opportunity for entrepreneurs. This is better. This is my 4th year, but this is the best year.
Right.
In terms of opportunity, I think that people can take advantage of. And so, I just love being able to inspire a company who would not normally even try to realize that oh man, not only should I try, I can win.
Right. Yep. As Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right.
You might as well try it. Absolutely.
And you learn more by trying than I can ever teach you.
Right.
Doing it is always better than talking about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So in this episode, in the description, we'll put the information for the Illinois APEX Accelerator at Waubonsee Business Development Center.
Women's Business Development Center.
I almost had it, though.
Yeah.
I went the whole way, right?
Right.
I almost had it. It's that W.
We love everybody at Waubonsee, but we're not.
It's that W.
Right.
Illinois APEX Accelerator at the Women's Business Development Center.
There you go.
We got there in the end. Ronaldo Burdon, good morning to you. Norman Peterson says, great conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, anything that you hear in this conversation is for your explicit benefit. The time is 8:54. The show ends on a positive note. what is your message today for, let's not even, you know what, let's go bigger than Aurora, for the whole state.
Yeah.
What's your message for Illinois?
My message for Illinois is that we live in a fantastic state, and I don't care what the media says, all of these things, that the negative things that they talk about our various cities and throughout it's not true. Or it is, we are an amazing state when it comes to entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. We have some of the most successful businesses. We have some of the most committed entrepreneurs. We have some of the best networking opportunities, and we have so much access to resources that you do not find in other states.
True.
Okay? And so if you are interested in entrepreneurship in any way, you know, I want you to reach out to the Women's Business Development Center, your local APEX Accelerator, or any of the other resources. Some of the universities have resources, you know, so there's other things that you can do to move yourself from where your idea, if it's just an idea right now, to actually doing your business plan and getting your business off the ground. Or if you are in business right now and you want to elevate yourself to the next level, maybe with government contracting, then reach out to those resources that are available to you. We are a resource-rich state, and we want you to get these contracts. So I want you to think about it. If you need an idea, if you need a strategy, reach out to us. We're happy to help you. But go for it. That's my message. Go for it.
Oh my, y'all, boy, I got chills on my spine right now, y'all. I got chills. Go for it.
Right.
That's a good message. And you mentioned Malcolm X College, where the event's going to be taking place recently.
July 13th.
July 13th. They have great resources there at Malcolm X College. They are from their legal resources to just community resource. All kinds are at Malcolm X College. So that's good information.
Right.
Very good information. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you guys enjoyed this fantastic conversation like we did. A lot of information for your benefit, yourself, your business, and your family with our friends of the Illinois APEX Accelerator at the Women's Business Development Center.
All right.
Come on. Come on, y'all. Right? Can y'all... Yeah, we'll get there in the end. This has been a fantastic conversation with Donna Beasley. The information for the center and other resources for you guys will be in the description of this video, and then we'll type it up later for you guys. When Apex has anything else to share with us too, we'll definitely make those posts for you guys on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and what have you. I want you all to go for it. And Heather Rainey just says, "Good morning. This is a great resource. This is great resourceful information. Thank you so much." Absolutely. To the Rainies. Absolutely. You guys are the people who should be benefiting from it. So many people of our listeners, so many of our listeners rather have our businesses, have their own businesses going on. Take advantage of it. Be blessed. Take care of yourself and each other.